Boom. Go live here. Yeah. You see it now, huh?
Nope.
You still don't see it on our page because it say we going live. Hold on, man. Let me see.
Let's take the money.
Sports time _zone. All right, there it is.
Yeah.
It's on, right?
Yeah, it's on here.
All right, there it is. Finna run this shit right now. We gotta chop this up soon. Boy, I gotta get dinner and everything ready for game time. Hold on, we just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna go through the Pacers and the Knicks. We're gonna talk about the Timberwolves and the Nuggets, and then we're gonna preview the final the conference final games. And short and sweet, straight to it. All right, Brandon shit. Let's go ahead and put that music on.
That's sweet how you figured it out.
Yeah, this still, we still testing it out, so this still it's still what it is. And then we still gonna be able to save the live after. So we live right now. So let's get it.
Yeah.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yo, noise out of here. Wagwan, it's your boy, brother. I knew I'm sitting alongside.
I was on there, even the building was having.
You know what it is. We doing this again. This is the special conference finals edition of the Sports Time Zone. Shout out to everybody that's showing love out there. We going live. It's our first little live stream, so we're gonna keep this thing going throughout the rest of the conference finals, and then for the finals too. If y'all ain't already do this, make sure y'all subscribe to this IG Sports Time _zone. Y'all already know what it is. Make sure y'all show love. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, all of that. We put it up here for y'all so y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all hit that like, that share, that subscribe. So anyway, man, we finally done made it to the conference finals. It's up right now. It's all the way up. I don't know, man. The New York Knicks, they took a L. The Denver Nuggets took an L. It was just upsets all over the place. So we just gonna jump straight into it, man. The Pacers blew out the Knicks in a game 7. That was a game 7 in Madison Square Garden where the Knicks had a chance to do something they ain't did in 20 years. And that's go to the conference finals. They haven't been to the conference finals in 20 years, but that game, the Pacers blown out the Knicks. I know, TZ, you picked Indiana Pacers. I'm sorry, you picked the New York Knicks to win this series in 6, and then you switched it up, and it said Knicks in 7. So,
from your perspective, at that point, they had to win in 7. They lost game 5, game 6.
Yeah, I mean, you had to do it like that. So, what was your thoughts of the game while you was watching it? I mean, I had Indy in 6. So my thought as I was watching game 7, I was actually probably one of the only people who had Indy winning this series. Most people had New York. I was probably one of the only people that had Indy winning it. But I don't know. So what was your thoughts of the game?
Man, I didn't like how the Knicks how they came out in that game. They didn't play like it was game 7 to me. Like no defense, no intensity. And the Pacers came out playing like it was game 7. Hitting right in the mouth, down 20, first quarter.
Immediately
It's
they
not gonna
came
make
out
it.
gas, smashing on the gas, man. Indy, they had a balanced attack too. Indy, they all of their starters had 17 points or more. All of the starters. Halliburton had 6 threes, and yo, he was letting Dante know after
He
every
went
shot
all
that
the
he made.
smoke. He
You
had
seen
like
him
two. He had like 2, 3 in the first quarter.
quickly, and
Quick.
then he making these threes. He going at Dante. I don't know what was going on between DiVincenzo and Halliburton, but they was definitely talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And after Halliburton was making threes, you could read his lips. He's like, come on, Dante, come on, Dante. Like I read his lips. He said it a couple of times, and I was just like, oh man, he out here wetting them up. But DiVincenzo did his thing too, which we'll get to that in a minute. Pascal Siakam, he took advantage of all his opportunities whenever he was in the post and he had a smaller man on him. He immediately went to work. He was
Mm-hmm.
out there barbecue chicken. He had post moves. He was hitting them with the mid-range shot. He was hitting them with fast break Euro steps. I was like, man, Pascal he was all the way in his bag. He was all the way in his bag.
I feel like they didn't have a matchup for him. Imagine Randall out there is more of a tougher matchup.
That would have probably helped him a little. Pascal is a tough cover though. He's a tough cover because he long, he athletic. It's
Well, if
not too.
Anobi ain't bad, so I can see Anobi still checking him. Or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a second
OG,
body just to throw different options at him. That's like 2 bodies.
OG and
Anobi and
Anobi.
Randall.
OG tried to play. He tried to come in and give a little something, but you seen like in the first quarter when he tried to come in, he was hobbling. Like
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't really able to give them boys anything. He did hit a couple of shots, but on defense, Pascal went straight at him
Couldn't
immediately.
move. Lateral quickness.
He ain't have none of that.
All
He
that
have
in
no
your
lateral
hamstring,
quickness.
you can't move as quick and fast as you want, or you're gonna pull it even more.
Facts. That's 100% true. Um, I liked what I saw. Like I was saying, DiVincenzo had 39 points. Is that right? Dante
Yeah.
39 points for Dante DiVincenzo, and then Burke, the other pickup that the Knicks did, he had 26.
Yeah, Burke
So
came in, gave him a spark. Like at
he
that point,
did.
he trying to get him back in the game. He scored like 10 and 15, trying to get the crowd back in the game and the team. And so he had a little spark for him going. They just couldn't be consistent with it. So
He couldn't miss, man. Burke
no.
couldn't miss. Dante couldn't miss. Those was the only 2 guys for New York that had it going. Josh Hart, he was ineffective. You could tell whatever was going on with him in that abdominal injury or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it was affecting him because he wasn't getting the rebounds that he usually get. He wasn't up and down the court, flying all around the place. So Josh Hart was definitely compromised by the injury, which also leads to Brunson getting hurt. Brunson also got hurt late in the game, but by that point of the game, it was already over. By the time so can nobody say, Brunson getting hurt contributed to the Knicks losing because they was losing way before he had that hand injury. I mean, they was already down big. But
Yeah.
the fact that he did get hurt late, that just kind of took all of the emotion and all of the energy out of the garden. You could
And
just
it's the fact of like, just imagine if like he didn't get hurt. Like if he got hurt but able to come back and the game be close or something like that. Like that would be big for them just to try to get some momentum or like try to pour themselves back in the game.
that would have gave him a lot of energy. That would have did
Yeah.
something for him, in a big way. But
That
this
stuff really
goes,
go out.
it's tough. But you know what? The people been saying this, and I've been saying this too about Coach Tibbs. I don't know what it is, but for the last 10 years, anytime Coach Tibbs has a team going into the playoffs, he always goes in banged up. I don't know what it is about. Maybe it's just a coincidence that every time Coach Tibbs is in the playoffs, he has a banged up team.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's got to be something to that, and everybody keeps saying it, but a lot of Knicks fans are in denial about that. Knicks fans are like, nah, Tibbs ain't, it's not his style. He's not running the players down. It's just, we just have bad luck. But I'm telling y'all this, New York Knicks fans, Tibbs had this reputation about running players down before he even came to New York. Before he became your coach, this is what his rep was. Mm-hmm. And now that it's happening to your team in New York, now you're saying that it's just a coincidence or bad luck. No, there's definitely something to Tibbs. He's a great coach, but again, only one time has he ever been to the conference finals in his whole entire coaching career. One time. You would think he's been there more. But the knock on him is that his teams are never healthy. Going back to Chicago days, his teams are never healthy. So there's got to be something about that. We went over Jalen Brunson's minutes last episode where you broke down all his minutes, and it catches up to you. It might not be now, it might not be in this game, but at some point, all of those minutes are going to catch up to a team, and it looks like that will happen. I wish a speedy recovery to Jalen Brunson, though. Hope he recovers well. Just like OG, just like Julius Randle and all the rest of them boys, but there's definitely something. And then did you see the post game? Did you see Halliburton in the post game where he wore the Reggie Miller choke shirt?
Oh. Yeah, I seen it. That's hard. That's a different kind of trolling right there.
That's crazy. I like that style of play. I like to see guys like Ant Edwards talking his trash and talking smack while he's giving you buckets. I like to see Halliburton, knocking down threes all up in DiVincenzo's face, talking about where you at, where you at. I like to see that, but this is a new generation, a new era.
What happened? Yeah.
For the first time, no, you good. For the first time ever, we've got a conference finals with no MVP in it. There's no MVP in either sides of the conference finals. It's not the first time. It hasn't happened in a long time where there's a conference finals and there's no MVP in it at all. So that's a changing of the guard. It's also signifying that these young boys are coming. These young boys.
The league is changing quick with these new faces like Ann and Luka and Shea. Like young people are rising. They're starting to see how they can compete against these older guys that's almost out the game.
Yeah, and speaking of these younger guys, Luka transferring over. Luka actually took care of Shea. Well, I won't say Luka personally, but the Dallas Mavericks took care of business with OKC and ended up winning that series. And now, we've got Luka and Kyrie in the conference finals. What were your thoughts of watching OKC go down to the Dallas Mavericks? How did that play out? Because I think who did you have in that series?
I never really got to a decision in this series because I was still seeing how game 2 would play out because of how Luka was playing in game 1 and how OKC ended up winning that game. But I kind of was leaning towards more of Dallas' favor in this series, so I'll say Dallas.
Yeah, I think ultimately I had Dallas winning the series in 7 games, and it actually happened that way. Dallas won. No, was it 6 or 7? 6. I think it was. Yeah, so Dallas took care of that. So let's look at these matchups that we got coming up, because we got a couple of big ones coming on, and I think they both play in the same night. Like both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals start on the same day, and that's rare that happens.
One game a day.
One game a day.
Today just the East, and then tomorrow's the West.
Okay, one a day. So we're gonna alternate and switch off. Yeah. So tonight we got Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics. I already know, like this is. I'm just gonna say this: Indiana, if Kristaps Porzingis does not play, if he doesn't go in this series, or if he comes in after game 3, I think I might have Indiana winning this series in 7. If Kristaps
I don't
does
see it.
play, if he goes in any of game 1, 2, or 3, then I got Boston winning in 6 or 7. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Porzingis doesn't play these first 3 games. I got Indiana in 7 games. What's your pick?
I'm going Boston in 5.
What? Y'all boys are gonna learn about disrespecting these
I don't. I
paces.
don't think. I don't think. I think Boston not gonna be. They're not gonna play with them. I think they're gonna try to end the series and as quickly as possible. Not no disrespect on the Pacers. I feel like they can get maybe a game or so, maybe 2. If they still went on the road, but I don't think they're gonna win in Boston. So there's a chance they can go back down 2-0 back to Indiana.
I mean, it would be their best interest for Boston to try to take care of this quick. I am going to give Boston. I do think Boston wins game 1. I think they win tonight because Indiana just coming off of game 7 in Madison Square Garden where they had to travel New York. They put up, they shot lights out. They were running full court back and forth. They was pressing the tempo. So they're going to be a little gassed. I don't know if Indiana's going to have it in them to turn around so quickly and win a game in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I don't, the playing field might be a little more even. Who do you see as being the MVP of this series? I know they don't make a series MVP for the conference finals, but who do you see for the Celtics being that guy? You see it being Tatum, you see it being Brown, or do you see it being Derek White or one of these other
It's
players?
to me, it's Jason Tatum. The Boston is revolved around Tatum. It's going to come down to Tatum. Tatum has to be that guy, that consistent player for Boston to move, advance, and try to get to the finals because everybody else is going to follow Tatum. I don't feel like enough of Boston is like, okay, say Jalen Brown get 30 or Derek White gets you 25. I don't think that's enough. Tatum has to still be that factor, that 30, 35 guy that he needs to be for them to win.
I'm with you on that, and
It's going to come down to him. That's what I'm saying. It's going to come
And
down
at
to him.
this stage of his career, it's got to be him. How many times has Jason Tatum been in this position? He's
Mm-hmm.
been in the conference finals like 6 times. And he's only 20, 25, 26 years old. And
Five.
you've been in the conference finals this many times, and to not win a championship or to lose in the conference finals. Let's not forget my Heat eliminated the Celtics in game 7 on their home court in Boston. We took care of them last year. Um, Year before that, I believe, or I'm sorry, that year that they were in the bubble, we took care of them in the bubble in the conference finals as well. So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, Jason Tatum has to show up in this series. He has to be that MVP level player. He's got to make people
I agree.
say, like, forget about Joker, forget about Ant-Man. He has to put the league on notice. Like in this series, I mean,
Especially too if they advance, he gonna need that same hunger and intensity to win the finals, and he gonna have to be that MVP.
from this point on, Jason
Mm-hmm.
Tatum has to be foot on the gas pedal. From this point on, no more coasting through. They had an easy time with my Heat with no Jimmy Butler. They went on to the next round and took care of the Cavs like the Cavs didn't even belong there. But of course, Donovan Mitchell also went down towards the end of that series as well. So Boston has been pretty fortunate this has been the easiest path that they've
Yeah.
ever had to get into a championship. This
Mm-hmm.
this by far is the easiest path that they've had. So no more excuses. If Tatum, we got to start holding him accountable. If he's getting to the conference finals all these times and not winning, if he don't pull it off this time around, then we're gonna have to start calling a spade and wondering if he can win the big one. And he has the best team. That's the next thing. The Celtics on paper have the best team like all year long. They've had the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to show some dividends. I don't expect it to be Jaylen Brown, even though Jaylen Brown is still going to get his numbers. But like you said, it's gonna have to be Jason Tatum. He's gonna have to do his thing. So you got Boston in 5. Make sure y'all take notes of that. Boston in 5. TZ is only giving Indiana 1 game, just like pretty much the rest of the world. Some people saying Boston in 4. I personally, I'm not sleeping on Indiana. I I like what I saw from them this last round. I like what I saw from them in the first round. They are for real. They have a deep team. They run, and I think the
I
key.
don't know. No shade on Indiana, but they kind of didn't been fortunate too.
I give you that.
On
They
the
had
other on the other team side because of the players they lost and who couldn't play. So they
true.
had advantage as well.
True that. True that. That's a good point. And this time of year, everybody's banged up. So
Mm-hmm.
it's basically whoever is the most healthy has the best chance to get to win it at this stage of the season. And Indiana has been fortunate that the teams that they've played haven't been 100 while they have been 100. Indiana has been pretty much 100 since the playoffs started. I don't know that they've had to play without anybody since the playoffs started. There was a brief moment where Halliburton, I think, he was banged up a little bit, so there was a question on whether or not he was going to play, but he's played all the games. So we'll see. I like Indiana's up and down style though, because Boston is a half court team. I see them; they like to play in the half court a lot. But if Indiana can force the tempo and push the pace and force those boys to get up and down and take
I feel like
away.
that's how Boston plays. They like to play in transition.
I don't know,
I feel
man.
like it's the same. It's the same pace. I feel like the Pacers do play a little faster, but Boston wants to get out. They want to get on a run too. So like they have a chance for them to get back, get their defense set, and play D. I feel like if Boston makes the Pacers play half court, because the Bucks did it as well. The
Mhm.
Pacers aren't really good at half court. They
They're
like to play
not.
more
That's their
transition
weakness.
and fast pace and just get out and run. If Boston slows them down, they struggle in the half court. So
That's yeah. You're right. That's their
I'm gonna
weakness.
be having an eye on that to see how they play.
I'm looking at that too. I want to see how Missoula handles that. Like
Mm-hmm.
if he's going to pressure them full court to kind of slow them down a little bit. If he's gonna because Jason Tatum, even though like you said, in the Celtics, they do like to run and get up and down sometimes, but that's not Jason Tatum's strong suit. Jason Tatum is an ISO player. He's a half court isolation. I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna square up. I'm gonna size you up, take 2 dribbles, either pull up or get all the way to the rim. So it's kind of a give and take. If the Pacers if the Celtics start to run too much and get caught up in what Indiana's trying to do, then that's going to take away from Tatum's advantages because he has more advantage to me in the half court when he's able to isolate somebody and just go to work on them. Jaylen Brown is a different story. Jaylen Brown, he's more of a up tempo. He can get up and down with the best of them. He gets a lot of fast break points and things like that. So I just like you said, I'm interested to see how the tempo of the game goes. If it goes up tempo and it's faster, I think that favors Indiana more. If it's slowed down, to your point, if
Mm-hmm.
it's slowed down where Boston has a chance to set their defense and they have a chance to isolate Jason Tatum on the wing and all that stuff, then I think it's going to be a short series, and still the Celtics can easily beat Indiana if they turn it into a half court game. So we'll see what happens with that series. I think it's going to be more entertaining than what people think. So
No, I think it will be just because of the star power and how the teams is and who's playing and who's on the court. So it's gonna be nice.
I think it'll be a high scoring.
I feel like as long as the games are competitive, not like the
Yeah,
game can still be competitive and Indiana still lose in like every game just off
good
that. So
point.
right.
Good point. Good point. And I think it'll be pretty high scoring. It'll be a high scoring series. It'll be a much higher scoring series than what they had against Cleveland Cavs. I think Indiana
Okay, they under right now is 221. What you thinking about that? I think they go under.
221
Yep.
to combine score together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going over.
Mm.
I'm gonna go over because again, this a lot of
They put on to that fourth though when they got to get stopped. So
both of these
that
teams
plays a
like to
part.
shoot the three. Both of these boys like to shoot the three a lot.
Yeah,
The Celtics shoot a lot of threes. Indiana, we just watched Halliburton by himself knock down 6 threes in a
the
game.
Celtics
So
was one of the best teams this year in shooting three,
and
percentage
shoot
wise too, and makes.
and makes and takes. Like so
Mm-hmm.
that to me is going to be huge. I definitely see this being a high. So I'm going to take the over on that one. I'm going to go over. And I think all of
Okay.
y'all should also take the over as well. All of you, as y'all might want to consider
I'm
the
taking
over
the
on.
under.
You going under. TZ's taking the under. Rodonumsi is taking the over. So we're gonna see how that squares up and how that lines up. And that game is set to tip off here in less than an hour. So we'll see about that. Now the shifting gears. Now let's go over to the other conference, over
To the
to the
West.
Western. Yeah, to the Western
Mm-hmm.
Conference. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. Man, this is going to be a good series too. I think this series definitely has the potential to go 7. Um, I've been
I
struck.
think it is. I think it's gonna be 7. Like if Dallas wants to win, it's probably gonna go 7.
I've been struggling with this one. I've been struggling like all day trying to decide. Okay, who's
I
going?
got Dallas winning this series.
You got Dallas?
Yep, in 7.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Minnesota's got a lot of size. They got more size than Dallas, and then they got that trump card,
Man,
Anthony Edwards.
that size matter, but depending on the coach and the players, you could force teams to go small and take people out because of how they playing. I feel like
That's true.
Denver just they didn't have an advantage to do that, so they couldn't really do that as much to force them to play smaller. So
That is
Dallas has
true.
a chance.
They do. Well, I'm looking at matchup by matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Luca. I think Anthony Edwards might guard. He might defend Luca. He seems like that type of guy, like that. I want to guard the best player on the other team.
I
And
don't
he
think
was.
it's real. Luca had him in foul trouble in the first quarter. He had 2 fouls so quick.
I agree. The foul thing, and that may get him up off of him. But the
Mm-hmm.
matchup that I'm looking forward to, that a lot of people probably not even talking about, I'm looking forward to seeing Mike Conley, one of the best most underrated defenders in the league, trying to lock down Kyrie. Like
I don't,
that.
I don't think I don't think they're gonna have him on Kyrie. I don't know yet.
Where are they gonna hide him? You can't hide. You cannot.
I know.
Like, well, who are you gonna put him on? Like, there's nobody else who Mike Conley can possibly. What Luca? You think they're gonna put Conley on Luca?
No, not on Luca. Maybe like a Derrick Jones, maybe something like that.
Derek Jones,
If it
that's
comes down to
possible,
it,
but
possible.
that size difference is just so crazy between them two.
I don't know
So
if Derrick Jones uses size as much though. So especially on the offensive side. So it might come down to that. I don't know. That's one possible matchup though. If anything,
I
at least he could put him on Mike Conley. I'm trying to see what I'm talking about.
yeah. No, Mike Conley, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see who they put on him. Because I don't see well who else could possibly defend Kyrie. I don't see anybody else on
It
Minnesota's
looks like
roster.
Ant wants the challenge, so we'll see
He wants that
if their coach puts him on him first game or
man.
who checks who.
Kyrie will put that boy on
He
skates,
gonna put
man.
him in a blender.
He gonna put that boy on skates, man.
I would not want to
Kyrie,
check Kyrie, and I wouldn't openly say it on TV like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to check Kyrie." No,
yeah,
easier said
yeah.
than done, buddy.
That's gonna be tough, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I think the series though itself overall was gonna be great. I don't
Yeah.
know who is gonna defend Carl Anthony Towns. Who do they have that can defend Carl Anthony Towns on the Mavericks?
Well, depending on if Gobert's in the game, because I feel like they'll probably have Gafford on him, but You could,
That
you
other
could,
guy, Lively.
if you force them to go small, you can put Lively on them. I mean, they got Derek Powell. They got some bodies, or maybe go zone more, or depending on who's in the game, try to switch it up.
If they can force Minnesota, if Dallas can force Minnesota to downsize their lineup, neutralizing their
I feel like they
advantage,
can. I think that's an advantage that Dallas will try to go after,
if they do
and play
that,
faster as well.
they are faster. If they do that, then I think they have a really good chance to win the series because Minnesota's strength is their size.
Mm-hmm.
That's their strength. It's their size, their ability to rebound. You see, they was rebounding crazy against Denver in that game 7 against Denver. They was offensive rebounding everything. Like so I think if Dallas has the ability to neutralize Minnesota by eliminating their size and forcing them to downsize, then watch out. Then yeah, I could definitely see Dallas winning it, but I don't see that. I'm going with the Minnesota Timberwolves on this one. I feel like Minnesota is just too big for them. Anthony Edwards, I think he's going to turn up in this series. I do see Kyrie having a big series. I do also see Luka doing this thing too. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for what Minnesota has to offer. So I'm going Minnesota Timberwolves in 7 games. You're going to Dallas Mavericks in 7 games. So
So who you got winning game one?
game 1, and this is in Minnesota.
In
So
Minnesota.
I'm going with Dallas for game 1. I'm going with Dallas for game 1 because Dallas has proven and shown they can win on the road. Like they're not afraid to go on the road. You see, they went into
Mm-hmm.
OKC and what they did to them in that hostile environment. So I think Dallas wins or steals game 1.
And because Dallas, they haven't been winning game ones either. So I can see you on that take as well.
Yeah, yeah, they haven't. So I think they're gonna put forth maximum effort to try to get this game 1 win. And
Mm-hmm.
also they know they need that home. They want to take home court away from Minnesota so they can kind of help neutralize some of their energy too. So I see Dallas winning game 1. Now game 2, different story. I do see that. I think the key that I see to this series is not only the size, not only if Dallas can neutralize Minnesota's size, but also I'm looking at personnel management to see how the coaches are using their personnel. Like how often do they sub? Is it going to be a chess match where if Luka's in the game, then Anthony Edwards is in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they just going to stick to business as usual and just run their minutes the way they've been running them? But personnel management, I think, is going to be huge in this, and it's like a chess match, trying to match up because you can't leave. It's a star-studded series. You got superstars everywhere. You got Luka, you got Kyrie on one side, and you got Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns on
I
the
feel
other
like
side.
I feel like Ant's only superstar really on Minnesota.
You don't
So
see Karl Anthony as a superstar.
no, I give him an all-star.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, regardless,
He's
it's
still a
star.
big time player though.
He big time. I mean,
But
either way,
I won't give him an all-star.
it's a bunch of stars though.
Now
Like
Kyrie on the
regardless,
other hand, superstars, both of them, proven,
yeah, Luca,
and this
yeah,
is gonna
Luca,
be crazy. I can't wait.
yeah. This is gonna be a crazy one, man. I'm looking forward to it myself. I know tomorrow is when the game actually goes down, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that this series might be more. It may be a little more entertaining than the Eastern Conference series, even though I think the Eastern Conference series is still going to be a good one. I just see the star power in the Western Conference overwhelming or overpowering what's on the East. Um, I don't know, but we can't speculate. We just got to wait until and see what happens. Make sure all of y'all that's out there watching, when we run this and throw this up on YouTube, make sure y'all go in the comments and put in who y'all think is going to win the series.
Mm-hmm.
TZD has Dallas in 7. I got the Minnesota Timberwolves in 7. Who do y'all rolling with? Y'all rolling with the younger generation in TZ, or you rolling with the OGs with
Yeah,
Will?
we gonna have some polls up on our gram as well. So y'all go out there and vote once we have the games on and see who y'all got to win.
Definitely.
Each
That's
game,
important. Yeah,
game
we're
one,
gonna run
game
those
two,
polls.
however long the series goes. Each time they play, I will have a poll up for each game. Who wins the game?
I like that. I like that. So y'all make sure that y'all check out the page while the game is on, because we're going to be running polls. TZ is going to run the polls to make sure that we keep y'all, keep y'all engaged, to keep y'all seeing what's going on with the game. That this episode is going to be real brief and short, straight to the point, because we want to get into these finals just as much as y'all do. So we're not going to hold y'all too much more on that. I do also want to add, though, because I can't have an episode without doing a history moment. So I'm going to run a quick history moment by y'all. Man. So on this day, going way back to 1975, on this day in 1975, that's before me, that's before TZ, that's before a whole bunch of us that's watching right now. The Golden State Warriors, TZ's Western Conference team, the Golden State Warriors notched an NBA Finals game record, 17 steals. 17 steals in an NBA Finals game as a team during their 109-101 victory over the Washington. At the time, they were called the Washington Bullets. Now they're called the Washington Wizards. I know TZ don't know nothing about the Washington Bullets, but
I know their name though.
that was game 3 of the NBA Finals, and that was serious, man. That 17 steals in a game by a team, those boys was just on a steal fest. I don't think we don't see games like that no more, where defense is so strong that you just see a team getting 17 steals like that. So salute to the Golden State Warriors from way back in 1975. We'd have to go and take a look at the roster to see who was even on that team for those boys to be playing stealing the ball like that. But they definitely did their thing. Also, coming up in our next future few episodes, we're gonna have a new segment called "What Happened, Coach."
Explain that. What you
Yeah.
think on that? Why that name?
So the reason why we going with that name is because everybody watches basketball games, and we see sometimes coaches make some crazy bonehead decisions, and we be like, "What was that? What happened, coach? What happened, coach? Why did he just pull that guy out when he was cooking? Why don't they switch the defense? Why are they not playing this guy more than this guy? Why are they doing it?" So what happened, coach, is going to be a new segment that we bring into the sports time zone. But whenever we catch y'all coaches slipping, doing something foul that y'all shouldn't be doing, or something that cost your team the game,
I'll be on y'all heads.
TZD gonna be on y'all heads. So y'all coaches better tighten up, because now that let these what happened coaches keep on adding up, and somebody sends film of our podcast to the front office of one of these teams. Y'all coaches gonna be in trouble.
You know what? I got a candidate right now.
Already. Man, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off right now with our very first What Happened, Coach. Go for it, TZ.
Coach Mike Malone.
Oh, yeah.
Nuggets.
Yeah.
What happened, bro? Y'all up 20, second half. This is game 7. Y'all championship on the line. What's going on? What happened? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the one already.
That was huge. What happened, coach? What happened? You know what? I got one too. And I don't care. I want all the smoke from y'all New York boys. I want it all. I want all the smoke. Coach Tibbs, 10 years in a row, every single time you get into the playoffs, you banged up your team. Your team is banged up. Julius Randle, let's start with Julius Randle. Julius Randle got injured against my Miami Heat in a game where it was 5 minutes left in the game, and the Knicks were winning by like 20-something points. You're up by 1,000,000 points and you still got Julius Randle in the game with under 5 minutes to go, and he's attacking the basket hard like like y'all are losing. What happened, coach? What the hell is that? You got Josh Hart with an abdominal injury because he's overexerting himself playing 1,000,000 minutes. You have a bench. You're supposed to coach your bench to where they're able to fill in so that you don't have to overuse your starters. What happened with that, coach? So yeah, hold all of that. And I do want the smoke. I don't know who I get more hate from. Knicks fans, Laker fans, or Cowboy fans. I don't care personally, but except for the Lakers, y'all, I'm cool with y'all Lakers. Y'all all right with me. I don't want no smoke there. But Knicks and Cowboys, I don't even care. But yeah, definitely Coach Thibodeau, you are on my What Happened Coach list for the day. Let's see who makes that list on the next episode, because I'm quite sure in this game that we about to see tonight, either Rick Carlisle or Mazzulla, one of y'all boys or both of y'all boys is going to do some What Happened Coach type shit. So we going to be watching to find out. I'm looking. Right. I'm watching too. Right along.
I'm breaking it all down. I'm looking at how they adjustments, they defensive strategies, who checking who.
Yeah.
All that. They shot selections,
like, okay,
they got in the game.
4.7 seconds into the fourth quarter, he didn't call a timeout when the lead was slipping away. What happened, coach? You should have called a timeout when you saw the lead slipping away.
Well, why you trying to first quarter off of inbound?
Yeah. No. What happened, coach? That's what it's all about. So y'all make sure. And if y'all got any candidates that y'all think should make the What Happened,
because we put them on blast quick.
We will put them on blast. If y'all got any coaches that y'all feel like should make the What Happened Coach list of the day, then y'all make sure y'all get at us. You can put it, you can inbox us, you can put it in comments, you could do it here on IG, you could do it on our YouTube, wherever y'all want to do it, let us know. Because what happened, coach? What's good with it? So yeah, that's what we got for y'all. Yeah, I love it too. I love it too. So make sure if y'all haven't done so already, TZ, tell them what they need to do.
Follow our YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Follow our Instagram, sportstime_zone. Get them followers up. We need more. Come on, show us some love, people.
Show some love. Y'all been giving us good feedback.
Only two doing it from two different generations.
We the only two. Ain't nobody else doing it like this. Y'all been giving us good feedback, telling us how great we are. You know how we look. Everything sounds good. How we look good. All of that. Y'all just continue to show us that support, but make sure y'all subscribing. We need to get them subscribers up, and we need to get more followers up for this IG page. So spread the word. If y'all know people that's in the sports, if y'all know people that's trying to learn about sports, then we the right place to come, because we educate and we still got the savvy to be able to talk sports on a higher level. So we can break it down and spoon feed the people who don't know much about it, and we can give it to the people that know a whole lot about it. So we got that balance here. So make sure y'all send everybody to the page. Make sure y'all get our followers up, y'all subscribe, and completely show the love. So once again, this is yours truly, brother Numsi. And once again, this is the Sports Time Zone. We appreciate the love. We about to get ready to get into these games. I'm gonna get me something to eat because I'm getting hungry, and we about to get it.
What you about to eat?
Oh man, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, baby. Taco Tuesday. About to go pick up these tacos, and we about to get it in. Make sure y'all come through. What's on your menu tonight, TZ?
I had shrimp and macaroni.
Oh man, putting the shrimp and macaroni out on us like that. TZ out there, he bougie. He bougie. He eating the shrimp on a Tuesday. I'm over here with tacos, and TZ got shrimp. All right, though. I see y'all.
Tequila with it.
Another shot. Salute. Sports Time Zone, y'all. We holla at y'all next episode. You know what it is.